Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the video. My name is Bradley, also known as the Swim Coach. Today we're going to be talking about game week 21, the midweek fixtures that start at deadline time is on the 14th of Jan at 6 p.m. UK time. We're going to talk about my team, reasons why. There is now been some breaking news while I was about to record this video. So I had to stop that and redo this one. And also looking at the top transfers in and out. And why I'm also potentially holding my transfers for a couple of weeks' time. So we'll talk about that in this video. So for now, let's see what my team looks like. So we've got Sanchez in goal against Bournemouth. I think nice little run. Yes, hasn't been getting that many points, but I think hopefully he can do well in this game. Hull, very good for Newcastle so far. Javinia, Gardevoir, hit and miss, but we can see. Let's go with Hull, actually. I forgot to do that. So again, done some really good, but when he does get points, he gets a lot of points. And he's a cheap player as well, so it's quite handy. Virgil van Dijk comes back into the side. Saliba goes onto the bench because it is against Spurs. And Spurs can score, especially what our defence has been like recently. So yeah. And they've got Forest, so it could be a bit of a tricky side, but hey. We've got Anthony Gordon, same for Hull. Palmer against Bournemouth. Done some lovely points, but it's almost like every other game at the moment or such. So we do have to see about Cole Palmer. Our captain at the moment is, of course, Mo Salah. A lot of people will have Mo Salah as a captain. He's a top point scorer. His value is going up and up and up through the roof. He did start off at 12.5 million. He is now at 13.2. So yeah, Enzo comes in, and there's a reason for that, which I'll discuss in a second. Sarr comes, stays on against Leicester, and West Ham coming up, and Brentford. So nice few games coming up for Palace. Weze comes, stays there. It is against City, but could probably nick something here and there. Wood against Liverpool. It can be a bit tricky, but we'll have to see with Wood. I'm not expecting getting big points this week, which is annoying. Fleckening on the bench against City. Got to have that. Kilman is my first replacement. Just in case Enzo doesn't play, he will come. Gabriel is my second replacement. It is against Spurs, and Spurs can score goals, so can we. So I thought, let's just put him on the bench. Gabriel is now out, and this is the player that I was talking about. He is now ruptured his ACL, so he is out. And there is no deadline. I reckon he'll be out for the rest of the season, and maybe potentially out for the start of next season as well. So that's the reason why Enzo and Gabriel have switched. I do want to catch up on transfers. I want to make sure. Yes, I have got my wild card, but my wild card is only going to be there for when I really, really need it. I want to try and play it, and there's a certain week that I want to play it at. And that, if I show you this, is where was it? I think it's coming up actually. It's round this game week 22, I think. Because in game week 23, Ipswich. So you got City and Liverpool back-to-back Ipswich have got. So you could potentially go quite strong with some City players, and looking at who have. So you could literally go right, or even, well, you got Southampton coming up as well. So you could have some like potential City players here, and then Liverpool players in your original team. Some Liverpool players or stuff like that. I don't know. It is a tricky one. I may have Liverpool and City players in for the next 2 weeks, with potentially having some Villa players. So I may actually literally just go City, Liverpool, Villa, United players over the next 6 weeks or so. Yes, Liverpool's game has now been confirmed against Everton. When it is now here in game week 24. So I think that game week 24, you've got to have some Liverpool players within that game week 24. And that game week 24 is the first actual week, the first week of the assistant managers. So could you actually use your assistant manager here? And you're actually going to get 4 games. Now, yes, Liverpool are top, so you're going to be losing out on your additional bonus points. Where was it? Help. Balls. Chips. So yeah. Or actually, I think it'd be under points or something like that. Scoring. There we go. Are they going to show us the assistant managers one in here or not? No. That's annoying. So yeah. So I think with the assistant managers, I think you got to look closely at that. That little scenario, shall we say? Now, one other thing, Isak has got a bit of a hamstring injury. We don't know how bad, but it's going to be interesting to see, does he play against Wolves or does he on the bench? Stuff like that. Isak, again, got some good fixtures coming up. So it's going to be interesting to see what goes on. Bruno Fernandes is another one where people could look at. So yeah, so it is quite, Palace players are getting up on the mark. Also, you've got to think about the new players that people are signing. What are they like? It's going to be very interesting. A lot of players now are bringing in Erling Haaland, purely because I think the fixtures for City are doing good favours as such. But you think after Spurs, look at those fixtures coming up. It can be very interesting what Spurs are going to be like. City are going to be like. But I think I'm going to start putting some more City, Liverpool players in my team with the Newcastle players, just to also try and get that cheapness in there as well. If I can try and get Salah, Palmer, and Haaland in my team, that could be a very good opportunity, which I will try and look for. But again, United players, Amart, there's another cheap player you could potentially have. Hall, Rail. There's 3 players there that are under 6 million. I think you could potentially get that are going to save you. Rodgers as such as well. Another cheap player, and he's a Villa player that's going to be getting you points. So I think everyone out there, even Chris Wood, so you could literally go Chris Wood, Rail, and Haaland. And I think that could be a very good little mixture of forwards. Or you can go Isak at one point instead of Haaland. So I think people got to look at, and when you probably transfer Haaland out and put Isak in, and that's when you can probably use your manager role as well. So that could be an interesting tactics out there. Nicholas Jackson is another one that's topped, but Jesus is, yeah, that's it. So it's going to be interesting there. Diaz again, Maddison, Enzo. A lot of people getting rid of Enzo, which I think I will be if he does a blank week this one. And I think I've got to try and look at potential inputs. I'm surprised there's not more Arsenal players because of the North London derby. Or Spurs players coming in. Oh, here they're all down here actually. Martinelli is another one. Gabriel, Havertz, they're all there. But Song, Pedro, Johnson, they're all coming out. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. And I think looking ahead, I think I'm going to potentially get rid of a lot of players. I will probably use my wild card just so I can. I've still got my bench boost, my triple captain. I may use my wild card in the next 2 weeks or so. But also I'm looking at potentially trying to keep my transfer number up, or try and get my transfers up a little bit more. So we'll just have to see on that. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed my team reveal. And good luck for this weekend. I will see you guys. Oh, actually, I'm going to be doing a watch long for the North London derby on this channel. That North London derby kicks off at 8 p.m. I will probably be live just before that, around about 7:45, 7:30, 7:45, somewhere around there, just to talk about the starting lineup and go from there. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, good luck this weekend. And hopefully your teams out there win, except for Spurs, of course. Good luck and goodbye from now.